because fans who saw the show Smallville, one of Clark's childhood friends was Chloe, who was not in any of the comics, and she actually became a character in the comics after the fact, just because she was such a beloved character on the show. And I mean, was one of the few characters that was actually on the show during this entire run.
Yes, so it is very possible that a character who is not based in comic books or storyline originally becomes a fan favorite, becomes a very important part of the storyline and the storytelling, to virtually stay longer than you would ultimately expect a character to. And the fact that the fans really did take to Fish Mooney and her style and and all that stuff, and I think she is a phenomenal actress, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, absolutely.
She is a phenomenal actress. I believe she definitely played a big part in what made Gotham really great in the first season. So I think that possibility of her coming back is, I look forward to it. I look forward to being more than just a couple episodes.
So I guess the question is, I mean, now that we're 2 episodes into what is being referred to as the revenge of the villains, what do you think we're going to see from this point on? I mean, one thing we haven't touched on is the fact that Bruce and Alfred have apparently found out who killed his parents, and then each of them wants to be the one to kill him. I want
to speak on that a bit, and I think it's a very interesting storyline, especially now that Kat is coming back as well, and Bruce has asked her to get him a gun. I don't believe that this person is actually the one responsible for it. If you go back to looking at it, especially the comic books, I don't think that Bruce ever found out who killed his parents, according to most storylines. So I don't think this is going to be something that's ever going to clear up, that they're ever going to show or they're ever going to, rectify. I think this is always going to be a question.
It could be. I mean, I wouldn't be, hurt if they went off and just put this behind them. I do, have noticed that, Bruce is, much darker here. I mean, we're seeing, him very callous here. One of the things I find very interesting, though, is we have this Bruce Wayne here. And for fans of Batman, they know very well that Batman tried very hard not to go off and to kill anyone. Which was probably one of the biggest weaknesses that Batman ever had as a hero, because, I mean, the fact that he couldn't bring himself to go off and kill his villains, was part of what, caused them to be able to continuously either break out of jail or, sign up with the Suicide Squad so they could get out of the jail free card.
I ultimately believe that comes from his where he wasn't able to kill the person who killed his parents. So, he's obviously, I think personally, he's saving that first kill for that person. And he was unable to, for many reasons. So, he doesn't believe in killing anyone else until he gets that. And then,
That's an interesting theory, and I had never thought of it that way. I do know that, going back to Batman Begins, he actually tries to kill the guy who, killed his parents. And, that guy ends up getting shot down by some mobsters instead, so...
Yeah, so it's kind of like the same storyline, he wants to kill the person who killed his parents, and is virtually unable to for, different reasons. So I think that's what they're going to show. They're going to show maybe, they can't find the guy until Bruce is older,
or this might be just a whole setup on Alfred's part to go off and to do this. Something maybe Alfred's even, getting Kat involved in to try, to help Bruce find closure on this.
For going back to the relationship between Alfred and Kat, I don't believe that the two of them would be working together at any point.
Well, considering that, that Kat has been a lot healthier for him, Selina's been much healthier for Bruce than, than Silver was. Earlier.
Yeah, well, that's I got nothing.
Anyways, you know what? We could talk another 10-15 minutes just on what we've seen in 2 hours of Gotham since it returned last week,
which is really great on the show. I have to admit.
Yeah.
If you can talk that much about a show that lasts an hour, that's huge.
Absolutely. But you know what? We need to go off. We need to save some time here to go off and to discuss, some pretty big news.
Yes, some really, really big news. If you go back to the Super Bowl, we did a showing where, we did the Super Bowl with Bama Slim. Well, Bama Slim and I are now enhancing the show. We are opening up a brand new episode once a week. It'll be airing on Thursdays. It is sports only, so we'll be talking about every sport out there except for golf, because that's not a sport. It's whack shit.
Yeah, and I'm not actually gonna have any part of the show. I might show up every once in a while to go off and to discuss an upcoming wrestling pay-per-view or
which
something.
Which considers as a sport.
It's sports entertainment anyway.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's what WWE wants you to think. But other than this, this is going to be like your project to do with Slim.
Yeah, and it's going to be really big. A lot of back and forth. What we're going to talk about, we obviously the World Cup's coming up soon. The playoffs in hockey's coming up. The draft in the CFL. There's a lot going on in sports world, so I definitely will be busy, probably 24/7, getting ready for however long our show is going to last. We don't approximately know at this moment.
Well, and again, if this is just the next chapter in our own little projects here, because earlier, I guess it was last year, tried a couple of episodes of the story time with Captain Fizz, and
they did fail epically, but that's okay.
Unfortunately, I think you were telling the wrong stories.
I always tell the wrong stories, but that's okay. Now I get to talk about sports, and Mama, we're growing up.
And another thing that we've been working on is we went off and have applied to iTunes.
Yes, and I currently have not heard back from them, because iTunes likes to take its time.
Apparently.
Which is good. At least, hopefully, the producers, whatever, at iTunes are listening to our shows right now, and hopefully enjoying it. But
quite honestly, it would be really good for us, because it'll kind of, in some ways, in some people's eyes, it would make us more legitimate.
We're celebrities now.
We love, Spreaker. Spreaker's been, very good to us. But
it's time to grow up.
Well, it'd be nice to go off into, kind of progress and to open up to other, more people, I guess.
Yes. So anyways, our sports show is going to be called SOS. It is Society of Sports. Bama Slim actually came up with the name. I really like it. We are rolling
honestly,
with it.
I think you should get the old WWE Kofi Kingston theme, SOS. That would be absolutely hilarious. SOS.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, so we won't be going that route. But yeah, definitely you got to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be revealing more of it as the time goes by. But definitely, it's big news. I love sports. I'm a really sportsaholic, so this is really kind of a no-brainer for me to make that the jump and the expansion into our wonderful network.
Absolutely. So, this will be coming to you soon. I don't know, have you and Slim, discussed a start date for this?
No, but it is within, either this Thursday, like not of this week, but the next Thursday or the one after that. We haven't fully decided. It depends on what's going on.
Okay.
It obviously takes a lot of detail to, plan, how we're going to jump into this.
Okay. And so, we'll keep you posted. Again, you can check that out on Captain Fizz's Twitter account, and also you can check it out on Facebook as well. Speaking of which, well, I guess it's that time of the show where
It is that time of the show.
It's the time of the show where
shameless plugs.
Where we do shameless plugs, absolutely. Who knows? Maybe Sunday we'll be plugging our merchandise.
Hey!
But anyways, of course, you can follow us throughout, several things of social media. I think maybe one or two anyway. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow my partner in crime right here.
I have a crime? Awesome! At Real CAPT Fizz, so at Real Captain Fizz.
You can follow this guy at That Mask Guy. You can follow the show at FizzMask Show. You can, better yet, why don't you go to our website?
www.fizzmaskshow.com.
And that will actually give you links to all three of the Twitter accounts that we just mentioned, plus a link to our Facebook page where we just go off and put a bunch of random stuff every once in a while.
Which has actually been more, used as of lately, especially announcing, iTunes and things like that.
Yeah, so, that's a lot of fun. We do have an Instagram account, but we only use that when we go off and go to, like conventions and stuff, which I think,
the Heritage Classic in October.
There you go. That might actually be, something to...
which I will be attending.
There you go. So I guess that, kind of brings us to the end here.
It does, unfortunately. Mama, it's over!
Just for laughs, folks. Okay, so you know what? Thank you for listening. You know what? Honestly, this show just seemed to kind of fly by on us.
That's because it's Batman. Batman flies.
No, Superman flies. Batman glides.
No. See, Batman flies. Superman just kind of goes on a cable. Yeah.
And with that note, time to go. So good night. God bless, and may the force be with you.
And as always, stay frosty, my people, and Batman is awesome.
Bye.